Tonight I have a story that involves a scenario in which I'd never been in before. You know, it's foreign soil, right? And how I get out of it. Um, it's important to know that growing up, my dad, he ran the snack bar at our high school, and our house wasn't too far from there. And it was a short walk, and down at a perk of my dad running the snack bar at my high school was that you could bring all your friends by and they could eat free food. And that was why I had a lot of friends in middle school. And we thought it was free, right? But I'm sure my dad was going bankrupt, you know, paying all of for all those hot dogs and hamburgers. And it was great because the friends would come by, we'd get past the line, and we were able to come back to the back door, and I'd be like, Dad, I need 6 hot dogs, I want some Skittles, I need some Skittles. And he would provide, and he'd bring out the Skittles and hot dogs, and we'd go back to the football game. And one of my best friends that I would always provide free food for was Casey McIntosh, and we go way back. You know, we grew up together. Our family were friends before him and I were friends, and went to kindergarten together. We went to fake kindergarten together, first grade. Fake kindergarten is this thing Suburban made up. It's called transition, and it's for these kids that they can't place their numbers or letters correctly, and it's also for the kids that might spell their name with a 7. CA7EB was the way I like to do it. So Casey and I were very tight growing up, and very close. We were two people with one shared brain, and I don't recommend that for any, especially a kid in middle school. We would get into all kinds of trouble. We do all kinds of things, even stupid stuff that we knew we shouldn't be doing. We would spread salt on our hands and then put an ice cube on it and see how long you could handle the pain, right? We didn't often get the house to ourselves, but this one late summer day, my dad's down at the snack bar providing food for some fall sports get-together, I'm sure, right? And Casey and I have the house to ourselves. We need to take advantage of this experience. This doesn't come often, and we figure out that it's a little bit past 4th of July, so the guy who sells fireworks down at the tent at the local shopping center, I'm sure he has some kind of deal. So we figure that we'll go out and get some fireworks, and that was about as far as we thought. We stole some ones from my mom's pit of ones that she likes to keep in her bedroom, and we headed down to the local shopping center, which is a place that we were not allowed to walk, but we often did. And we get down there, and we figured out that we should get some fireworks and put them underneath the trampoline, and then jump on top of the trampoline. That would be awesome. But we had a little bit more walk to do, and luckily that little bit of walk, we realized it probably wasn't the thing to do. But we didn't have enough sense to realize that still buying fireworks and putting something underneath the trampoline wasn't what we should do. So we decided on smoke bombs. And we get down there, and what was available is that basic, starter kit smoke bombs with the colors, and each one lasts about 10 seconds. And that's what we thought we were gonna take home and put under the trampoline and light. And then I found this lovely canister. It was yellow, this beautiful type, and it says Mammoth Smoke. That was what that's what we needed. We needed this Mammoth Smoke. We didn't know what it was, didn't know how long it lasted. We just knew that this Mammoth Smoke was what we were going to take home. So we give the man the money, we walk back home, and still the house is empty. We get to the trampoline, we light the Mammoth Smoke, and we're jumping on the trampoline having a blast. It's the best time of our lives, right? Losing our minds, jumping around in the smoke. Yes! And we're 12, but we're acting 6 at most. And uh, 30 seconds in, the smoke is like filling the area, right? Like we have this fence around the trampoline, and it is just in. Like Casey's on one side, I'm on the other. I can't see him over there, but we're still jumping. And then eventually we're like, this is getting a bit out of hand. This smoke is taking over our house. It's just rising. This plume of smoke is just shooting up into the air. And we realized, we'd done something bad. And we get out the trampoline. We're screaming, running around the yard, because we don't know what to do. And eventually Casey grabs the smoke, but that was as far as he thought, and he starts running around the yard. And eventually the smoke shuts off, and we think we're out of it. But out of nowhere, my dad comes running up from the high school. Running and my dad don't go together. Sorry, he's here. Sorry. And Casey and I sprint off into the little piece of woods that we have lining the house, and we're just hiding behind old raked leaves, hoping that he doesn't find us. And he's screaming my name, Caleb! Like just yelling it all throughout the house. He goes in the house, he yells it some more, comes back out, eventually leaves, and Casey and I surface. And we're thinking, we're really happy that Dad didn't catch us with that smoke bomb. We really would have been in trouble. And it wasn't until years later, thinking about this story, that I realized, my dad didn't care that I lit a smoke bomb. He thought the house was on fire. And I just wanted to say, Dad, I'm sure as you already know, I did not light the house on fire.